What's going on, YouTube? This is the Dominican Dream. Shout out to my brother,
the Maniac.
This is another episode of the Boxing Roundtable, and I am ready to talk boxing. We're talking the Haney Prograis recap. Listen, guys, I told you how it was going to go down. I told you when it was going to go down. Man, I even told you what was going to go down. Easy victory for Devin Haney against a guy that was chosen. Yeah, chosen. Devin Haney's father went scouting. He saw several fights before picking that opponent. And this is a fight that I called was going to happen as soon as Prograis fought. As soon as Prograis had a bad performance, I knew the minute I saw Bill Haney at that Prograis-Zorrilla fight that he was going to choose Regis Prograis as their next opponent. Sean, why isn't that fight the next? I'm not saying that it isn't. In my opinion, we said it in the previous video, Bill Haney's out there scouting. He's a great matchmaker. He's a great manager. But he's not doing his son any favors in the resume department. In my opinion, what's he going to do? He's going to do the soft shit. The soft thing. He's going to rematch Lomachenko, or he's going to fight Regis Prograis. Because his dad was there FaceTiming Devin and all that at the Prograis fight. Because he saw they cherry picking. They cherry picking. That's my opinion. That's what I see. I know that's what y'all know. Who's running away from Devin Haney? Ain't nobody running away from Devin Haney, man. The man just got called out. And Teofimo's not the only one calling him out. There's another young man by the name of Shakur Stevenson, who's going via the WBC, pleading to them to make him the mandatory for that. To make Devin Haney defend his WBC title against Shakur and their first opponent at 140 pounds as an easy way to a belt. A guy who some people have called basic. I don't even think he's basic, because to be basic, you got to have fundamentals. And Regis does not have fundamentals. Devin Haney, anybody that says I'm hating on Devin Haney, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Devin Haney is a fighter who has beautiful boxing skill and ability. And that's something that I have said here in the past. Look, the bottom line is that Haney's a good fighter, or a fighter with good skill, and a good fighter. But a guy that to me is a paper, cardboard champ. Paper. This dude is made out of cardboard, man. This dude ain't real. To be real, you gotta fight real. To be the best, you gotta fight the best. And he is not characterizing his career. He has not characterized his career by fighting the best and the most dangerous. In fact, he hasn't. He isn't, and he will not fight the best and most dangerous opponents. He is a guy and his father who are taking the Mayweather blueprint to the extreme. He even criticized Bill Haney Mayweather recently in the video, talking about how Mayweather didn't pay his fighters, etc. I don't know if he was talking about the cherry picking, because if we're talking about cherry picking, you must include yourself. 140 pounds. Not me, not only I, but my man, the Maniac, told you guys who needed to be the next opponent after this fight for Devin Haney at 140 pounds.
Okay, you can't make weight. We got 140. You gotta fight. Since 135, you and Tio and his father, you had smoke. Let's settle it in the ring. It's gonna be a big fight. Oh, so now Tio, if Tio's the A side, you don't want it? Bro, you going up. He's the lineal champion. In fact, he got a better resume than the Four Horsemen. And if I mentioned that. So, to me, he has leverage. Right? You took 22%. I'm not saying take the same amount. But give T.O. All right, you be the A side. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to cook you. But y'all not going to do that.
Nah, they're not gonna do that. If you want to be the best, you gotta beat the best. You gotta fight the best and beat the best. And the best guy at 140 pounds is the guy that beat Regis Prograis, right? The undefeated, lineal, undisputed champion, Josh Taylor, got his ass whooped by the #1 fighter at 140 pounds, a guy who has history with Devin, and that's Teofimo Lopez. And that is the fight that should happen next. This is going to be my last video. If Devin ain't going to fight Subriel Matias, if Devin ain't going to fight Tio, if Devin ain't going to fight other big names and dangerous opponents, even though they're not at his weight class, but around his weight class, like Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, then I don't want to see him fight. I am not interested in seeing him fight. And here's another thing I'm going to tell you guys. Something else that I'm going to predict that's going to happen. Haney's next opponents will consist of either a guy who they consider is stylistically suitor for them, who just had a fight and got criticized heavily because he showed a lack of technique and skill that has characterized his career, and that's Ryan Garcia. It's a big money fight, and it's a fight that they believe they can win without a problem. So look for that fight to happen. Number 2, now you heard Eddie Hearn mentioning Jack Catterall. Really. Number 3, I saw Barboza Jr. commented on Devin Haney or a post on Instagram saying, "Fight me." So it will not be a dangerous opponent like Subriel Matias, who is another champion at 140 pounds, or Teofimo Lopez, who is the champion at 140 pounds. Listen, I watch boxing to see the best fight the best. If you're not going to do that, then I'm not interested in following your career, especially when you're being hyped up to be this next great or this all-time great. Believe it or not, people throw the word GOAT around now like it's that term, like it's like you give it to anybody. No, that's not the way I roll. To be great, you got to fight the best. In any sport that you compete in, you must compete against the best. Like I told you guys, everything that was going to happen in this fight, Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, is exactly what happened. I had both fights of the night on in my barbershop where I work. I had both of them on. I had the DAZN fight, Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney, and on another TV, we had on the Robeisy Ramirez versus Rafael Espinoza fight. And in about the 5th or 6th round, I turned that Devin Haney shit off because it was a predictable outcome. The outcome that I predicted, the outcome that Bill Haney and both Devin knew that they were going to get in that fight. Anybody who thought this was going to be a great fight or Regis was this monster, no, man. Look at Regis's resume. The dude never beat anybody, man. He never beat or fought anybody. His best win was an old Joan Cepeda in a fight in which they both look horrible, and he knocked them out at the end. Just because you knock someone out doesn't mean that you look good in the fight. The fight was horrible up to that point. In Regis Prograis' career, his biggest test or his best opponent was Josh Taylor, and that was a fight that he lost. Now moving on to real fighters, real fights. Robeisy Ramirez, Rafael Espinoza, fight of the fucking year. Fight of the year. Those guys showed it all, man. Those guys showed will, skill, grit, adversity, volume of punches. You know, those guys, man. Rafael Espinoza threw 995 punches. 995 punches. Landed 223. That's about 100 and something more than his opponent, Robeisy Ramirez. Robeisy, my hat is off to him. He showed tremendous heart. He showed intelligence. He waited and was patient for the storm that Rafael Espinoza was bringing to end or to pause, so he could come and capitalize on that. And that's exactly what he did. In the 5th or 6th round, he threw a right hook over the top. He is a southpaw, and that was a beautiful right hook and a strong one. So one could assume that he is a right-hander fighting out of a southpaw stance, so he has his right hand in the front. He dropped Espinoza. Basically got saved by the bell. Shout out to the referee for not stopping that fight. A lot of times you see guys when the A side is losing a fight and all of a sudden he drops his opponent, the referee is quick to stop it. This referee did not do that, and because he didn't do that, Rafael Espinoza had the opportunity to not only finish the fight, but to finish the fight in victory. Wow, what that guy did when he came when he got up off of the canvas, he continued to come forward, and not stupidly, not simply with a barrage of punches and pressure, but this guy fought both on the outside and the inside. He probably even fought mid-range, man. The dude did it all in the ring, and he just would not be denied, man. If you guys did not watch that fight, please watch that fight. If you didn't watch that fight and you just saw the Prograis fight, you are not a boxing fan. I understand maybe you only had the opportunity to watch one at a time, or you had to make a choice. That's cool. But if you have the means and the opportunity, if you have ESPN and the ESPN, if you have ESPN and ESPN Plus, go look for that fight. That is a boxing fan's dream. That is real boxing. Real boxing is not tap tap, move, 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 tap tap. No. Boxing is hit, not get hit, dodge, hit you back, dodge again, hit you back. I take a punch, I give you one. You got to do it all. You got to show everything in the ring. You got to show heart. You got to show grit. You got to show determination. Not only being a safety first fighter, because this is entertainment. You have to entertain the fans. And that's why we watch boxing. That's why heavyweight is the most beloved weight class in the history of boxing, because of the excitement, because of the entertainment, because of the knockouts, and fighters that give you everything like these guys did. They showed you speed. They showed you power. They showed you boxing ability on the inside, on the outside, mid-range. They showed you intelligence. They showed you also respect for one another before, during, and after the fight. Those guys, I take my hat off to them. Those are two gentlemen, and we need more guys like that in boxing. Devin Haney, if you ain't gonna fight the best, you know the rest. I don't want to see that shit. So either Teofimo Lopez or bust. Either Subriel Matias or bust. If you fighting Barboza, Ryan Garcia, and you want to claim that you the best, Ryan don't even got a belt at 140 pounds, then you tripping. You tripping. Ryan is about to go get another easy belt through Raleigh. The guy he's calling out, Raleigh. And I don't criticize Ryan too much, because Ryan is a guy, the only guy out of all these young gentlemen, Shakur, Tank, Haney, out of those four guys, who I haven't seen Devin Haney be serious about fighting Tank. I haven't seen Shakur be serious about fighting Tank, but Ryan already did. And he did under Tank's terms and conditions. Win or lose, he got in the ring like a man. You understand? And he told his promotional team, Oscar De La Hoya, if it ain't Tank next, I don't want it. If Ryan can do that, anybody else in boxing can do that. Anybody else. Now, it has to be from both ends. Both guys have to want to. You understand? And Tank believed and knew he was the favorite against Garcia, and even then he chose to drain him. I don't think it would have mattered. I think he would have knocked him out and beat him no matter at what weight they fought. So there was no need for Tank to do that. But these guys are so protective of their so protective they think that being undefeated is the only thing that's vital to their reputation. This is the Mayweather effect, and it is a stupid mentality, because the best fighters of all time have losses. And why do they have losses? Because they fought the best continuously. And when you fight the best continuously at the right time, you will lose. You will lose 99.9%. Lose or draw, you're going to get a gift decision or something. Because, listen, no one can go through the gauntlet of continuous greatness without having a blemish. You understand what I'm saying? But when you pick and choose opponents that stylistically suit you, for you to look good and for you to win easily, and not only are you going to have an undefeated record, you're going to do it, and it's going to look easy, and people are going to believe it. And listen, again, hype gobblers, stop gobbling the fucking hype. Haney's a good fighter. He ain't the best at 140. He is not the best at 140 without fighting Teofimo Lopez, Subriel Matias, the other champions, man. Regis Prograis was the weakest link I'm not saying this shit now. I said it before. I said that the fight was gonna happen before it even happened. I predicted the opponent they were going to choose. I don't want to hear shit. I want to see the best fight the best. Robeisy Ramirez, Rafael Espinoza. Those are two guys that fought on even terms. He was unknown, so they had him as a big underdog, Rafael Espinoza. But in the ring, that was a 50-50 even matchup, a fight that we would love to see a trilogy. And if the Cuban wins, a fight that we would love to see the rematch. I'm sorry. And if the Cuban wins, even a trilogy. Man, again, those guys, man, deserve all the respect in the world. And those guys should be getting paid the big bucks. I'm not here to watch. I don't watch boxing to watch no YouTube, Instagram stars. Nah. I watch boxing to watch Virgil Ortiz, to watch Boots Ennis, to watch a guy like Errol Spence, right? A lot of you guys like to watch Terrence Crawford. A lot of you guys, you know, guys that show you everything in the ring, man. This weekend, we got another monster, a real monster. Bam, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, a dude that, in my opinion, should be talked about being pound for pound. Check his resume. Please see what he has done. Oh, I don't like the small guys. Then you don't like boxing. The smaller guys show the best skill. The most skilled fighters are the smallest fighters. They just are. Bottom line, point blank, period. And I don't want to hear that shit about they can't punch and they don't got knockouts. Bullshit. These guys down there could punch. They could do it all. Look out for that fight Saturday night. I can't wait. That is a real boxing fans. That's something that a real boxing fan looks forward to. Anyway, man, let me know your opinion. In my opinion, Devin Haney has to fight Teofimo Lopez next. That's the only option. I don't want to hear... He's probably going to fight a guy like fucking Barboza Jr. Barboza Jr. Who compares to these guys, right? Not to disrespect him as a person, but he's a bum. He's probably not even an average fighter. And he's a guy that I could see Devin Haney fighting soon. Because I just don't believe he's going to fight Subriel Matias or a Teofimo Lopez. And if he goes up to 47, they're probably going to fight somebody like fucking Mario Barrios or some guy like that, some fringe fighter who's maybe at the end of the top 10 and made it there by I don't know how. You understand what I'm saying? I don't believe the illusion. To be the best, you got to fight the best, and then I'm going to call you the best. If not, it's BS. Anyway, I'll check y'all out in the next video. This is the Dominican Dream, the Boxing Roundtable.